Hi, everybody.
It's so weird looking at you.
I know, it's wild. Welcome to Gestures of the Round Table.
Welcome to Gestures of the Round Table.
I'm Audrey.
And I'm Izzy.
Yay!
Yay! We're in the same room.
This is wild.
It's really weird.
Hello. Hi, what's up?
Hi.
Hi. Nice
So
to see
weird.
you.
Nice to see you.
We've been hanging out for the past, 15, 16 hours.
A lot of hours.
We slept for a couple of those hours.
Slept a couple of hours.
And today we're going to talk about fountain pens.
Today we're talking about fountain pens, and I'm very excited because I don't know if you know this audience, dear audience, but I was interested in fountain pens about a year ago, and I texted Audrey, tell me about fountain pens, and they sent me an essay.
Many things to say.
About fountain pens, and it was very funny. And you forgot about it.
I forgot about it completely.
You forgot that you texted me that essay about fountain pens, which was also very funny. So I'm very excited to finally get my hands on these.
Yes.
Because you promised me a year ago that I could come over to do this. Back when we lived in Tallahassee.
Yes, in the same.
And then we never did.
Vicinity,
yeah. 2 minutes away.
2 minutes away. Have you used any fancy fine writing utensils before? Like pens, pencils, whatever.
I mean, I was an art major, so I've used some of the fancy stuff.
Dip pens?
Some dip pens, but I didn't like having to the ones I used were they didn't hold enough ink, so I wasn't super into dip pens. But I like I've seen the glass ones that you dip and it's the spirally and it looks.
They hold a lot of ink.
They hold a lot of ink and they're beautiful. So I'm interested in those. But I haven't used them.
Okay, cool. So this is your intro.
This is my intro. I also used a really bad Speedball fountain pen one time, and it was really bad.
Okay, yeah. So my first fountain pen that I used was, I think my dad ordered it from me online somewhere, and it was made of bamboo. And it was really pretty and it felt very nice, and it came with a case, which is pretty cool. But I didn't know how to use them at all, and I didn't do any research. I just said, hey, Dad, I have a fountain pen, and it's empty. Can I borrow some of your India ink? Bad. You don't put India ink in a fountain pen. It's not built for that because the India ink is a really thick pigment. Mm-hmm. But fountain pen inks are mixed to be a lot more watery, so they still got a lot of cool pigment going on, but, they won't. I froze up that pen, basically. Yeah. I locked it because the India ink dried and crusted inside of it.
I just remembered that my mom had this calligraphy set that she gave me that I forgot about. Yes. And then I was very young, elementary, middle school. Okay. And I also didn't know how to use it. And then it just disappeared. I think it got tossed. It's gone. I'm very sad. I wish I remembered what it was, and I wish I didn't throw it out.
It's okay. Because now
we're here.
You get to try again.
This is true.
Okay. So, have you used, of the pens that you have used, ballpoint, gel, whatever, do you have a favorite, kind of pen that you like to use right now?
For drawing, I do not like ballpoint. They suck really bad for me. I hate them a lot.
Do you like micron?
I do. That's mostly what I use is microns. If I'm using
a solid
ink.
line.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. For writing, do you prefer a different instrument?
I like specifically the one I had in my car, the what is it? Uniball.
Oh, the
maybe
Uniball Signo.
Might be. Oh no, never mind. It's not that, but that one's good too. Okay.
So the classic G2.
Yeah, yes, G2 Pilot, whatever. Yes, that one classic. Rolls so nice.
Many
and lots of good. It deposits a lot of ink at once, I think, but not too much. So that's what I like to write with.
Okay, cool. Because I'm the same way. I have pens that I like writing with, and I have pens that I like drawing with. Yeah. And I don't really love drawing with a fountain pen. I have to be in a kind of a specific mood, but I love writing with them. Mm-hmm. But if I do draw with them, I like it to be a thinner nib so that I can kind of be sketchy and loose with it. Yes. Because if it's a really broad nib, I tend to get a little bit stiff with it, I think. Wild, I don't know what direction to go, because I know I'll take you a little bit on a memory lane, walk down memory lane with me. Excellent. So after I got that first fountain pen and I froze it up, donked it up real bad, I was like, okay, I hate fountain pens. I'm never going to use them again. This sucks.
Aww.
Yeah. And then I got a Lamy Safari, which is a lot of people's like intro pens because they're very affordable.
Yes.
They're pretty durable. They're like a lightweight plastic, so it's like it's easy to replace them. They don't feel like they don't cost a lot of money, and they're not a material that's like super fragile or anything.
I am vaguely aware of this brand because
nice.
I had like beef with the ink one time.
Oh,
not
okay.
like actual beef,
Yeah.
but because so there was this ink called like lavender something like dusty violet or something like that, and like it was like beautiful ink, and like it can retail for like hundreds of dollars on like eBay because it was a limited edition thing, and then they brought it back recently.
Interesting.
And there was a whole debacle about the ink not being the same formulation because they don't have the same red pigment or something like that.
Yes.
But everyone was like so like super chill about it, which you don't find a lot when like
True.
there's like internet beef.
Well, especially like with fountain pens, people are real picky about fountain pens, which is something I like. The longer you spend with something, the more like you understand your own preferences about it, which is a lot of what we'll be like exploring today when I'll actually let you try them. Because when I first started using fountain pens, I had a Lamy Safari and I had this Pilot Metropolitan. It's just if you look up best beginner fountain pens, the top two you're gonna get are the Pilot Metropolitan and the Lamy Safari. So I was not like venturing very far outside of like the recommended comfort zone. So these were my only two frames of reference for like what fountain pens could be. The Lamy Safari, Lamy is known for having a lot of dud nibs, so their like quality control can be goofy sometimes, and you'll get a lot of times nibs that are really scratchy because the tines. So on the nib of a fountain pen, there's a line that splits the nib, right? And the two different sides are called the tines. And if those tines aren't level with each other, then when you write with it, it creates a very scratchy feeling because the point that you're pressing down isn't a level point. It's slightly misaligned. And I ended up getting one of those dud nibs with the Lamy Safari, but I didn't know it at the time because I didn't know what a smooth fountain pen was supposed to feel like. So I just used that fountain pen for a really long time, really liked it, really enjoyed it, thought it was fun to write with. It was just the like act of pulling out a fountain pen and filling it with ink or putting a new ink cartridge in and like knowing that it's not something that you're going to throw away at the end of its life was like very fun for me. So I wasn't too worried about the like sensory experience of putting the nib on the paper. And then I got the Pilot Metropolitan and started using it, and it's a fine, and it's a Japanese fine because it's a Pilot brand. And there's a big difference between Western/European nibs and Japanese nibs, because the Japanese fine is like a Western extra fine.
Okay.
So this fine is like real tiny. It's a really, really small nib, which nowadays I don't prefer because they tend to be more scratchy. If it's a smaller nib, it's harder to get like a really smooth writing experience. So, you know, like that was at the beginning, my two fountain pens, my only frame of reference. And then eventually I started spreading my wings and found out that I like pens with a little bit of a wider body because it's more ergonomic, and I tend to draw and write for really long periods at a time. I'm not just like jotting down notes here and there. So having a bigger pen to hold is like way, way better for me because I get less like cramps in my hands. So that's like the basic intro. And eventually, so I got that Pilot Metropolitan, wrote a short story longhand with it about fountain pens and watches.
Pens and watches.
That is actually the origin.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Did I not tell you that?
No, I don't think
that's
so.
Funny. Okay. So yes, I got this pen, was like obsessed with it. I was like, wait, this changes everything.
Oh my god.
And I wrote like probably like a 10-page. It wasn't very long. It was like a short story about this person going into a big pen and watch shop, and it changed a lot from like that original conception of the story to what it's eventually going to be on the show is going to be like a lot different. But it started with somebody whose parent was one of their parents was like a pen salesman or a watchmaker or something, and So like when they got old enough, their parent like brought them to the shop and we're like, now we're going to show you the back rooms, like what really goes down in here. And then they were introduced kind of to like the secret society aspect of what their family was involved in, which was kind of an interesting angle to like have it be the family of the person. But when I ended up making it, when I wanted it to be a collaborative project, it made more sense to like remove the characters so that both of them can like kind of learn about it at the same time.
Yeah.
From a storytelling perspective, at least that's how I ended up working it out. But yes, I was like, I love watches and I love fountain pens, so I'm gonna write a story about it and it's gonna be awesome. That's exactly what I did. So that's the origin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I guess I told Max that because we were
your partner, yes,
talking about it and
course.
trying to figure out our inspirations and everything, and I was like, well, actually this one has a direct inspiration from a story that I wrote because I really like fountain pens.
There you go.
And it definitely became much more about the watches the more I wrote it, because it's hard to base a fictional adventure story about a pen. Unfortunately. Yeah. But you know, spoilers for season 2, but it'll happen. So the first thing that I want to do before we start letting you try them out is also say that I think what finally made me like really like fountain pens and realize that this was a thing that I could get into was when I had a good pen paired with a good paper. Mm-hmm. Because I think when I was using my Lamy Safari, I was mainly doing it with like schoolwork. So I was using it on like copy paper, like for worksheets or like to take notes in composition notebooks. Mm-hmm. And that paper is just not meant to take fountain pen ink. No. Which is totally fine. You can get, you can use fountain pens in them still, because I know I still do. But you just need like, you got to kind of be specific with it. I've selected some papers that pair well, I think, with fountain pen today for you to try. Thank you. So welcome to my shop. Welcome to my excellent fountain pen shop. You're gonna have a blast and a treat, and we're gonna find the right pen for you. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you first maybe. So I'm gonna give you this notepad on your little spot right there, and I'll give you this one as well.
Thank you.
And so one of these is gonna be bad, and one of these is gonna be good.
I can already tell because one of them feels like I'm touching a porcelain bowl, and one of them feels like paper.
One of them feels like good paper. Yeah. Porcelain bowl, maybe not.
Porcelain bowl,
not fun to write with.
Not ideal for writing.
No, don't like that. So I'm gonna also get. So okay, when I went to Italy, I had always wanted to go to a pen shop, a fine pen shop, and even before I went to Italy, I was like, if there is a chance for me to go to one of these shops, probably will be while I'm there. So I found a shop before I even left America, that had like, you go in, you get to try the pens out, they will get the pens for you, they'll get the ink for you, they'll get the paper for you, so that you can experience the writing with the pen before you decide if you want to buy it or not. So I was thrilled, and that's what I'm trying to recreate for you today, is that experience of like, I'm gonna ask you what you like about these pens and what you don't like, so that we can get you like somewhere where you feel like maybe after this conversation you could go out and find one that you're like, that's gonna be a fun first fountain pen for me to try. Cool?
Very cool.
Awesome. Okay. So I think we might do a little bit chronologically at first. So I'm just gonna do a little
you do that for me.
Action for you. I'm not gonna put too much on there. And if that's not enough, we can figure it out, but here you go.
Oh my gosh.
So the way you do
Which one do you want me to do it on first? The bad one or the good one?
Ooh, definitely the good one. I want you to have the good experience first, yes. Do you know how to hold it?
No.
Okay. No, you're good. Here, let me show you on the bad one a little bit. So with fountain pens, you just hold them like, a pen or a pencil, and you always want the feed, which is the part where the ink sits, facing down against the paper. I figured. So you'll see the top of the nib. So you don't have to press hard at all. Like with dip pens, you know how you can like spread the tines to make a thicker line?
Yeah.
with fountain pens, you don't do that unless you have a flexi nib, but none of these.
I like those.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
But this is going to be like, just, you don't have to press. You'll get a feel for it, but you don't. If you press too hard on a steel nib like this, which isn't meant to flex, it'll like blow it out.
Lame.
So don't worry about that at all. But like, just know that you don't have to really press. Definitely try on the good paper first.
The good paper. Oh, hello. This rules. Wow. Oh my gosh. Hi. Hello.
Fun, right?
Yeah, very fun. Ooh.
It makes you want to write in cursive, doesn't it?
It does. Yes,
right?
it does. Yes, it does.
It's like really easy to convince yourself to write in cursive when it feels so smooth to do it.
It's so smooth. Yeah, you don't get this with like a regular ballpoint.
Yes.
Or anything like that.
While you're testing it out. And also, please like interrupt me and tell me things you like, things you don't like, and I'll ask specific questions in a minute. Because when you first try them, you probably don't know the questions to ask or like the things that you like or don't like.
Not at all.
The hatching is nice, right?
Mm-hmm. Because I know Witch Hat Atelier uses, or at least it looks like they use a fountain pen of some kind.
Yeah. Well, and they're like all of the symbolism of the like wands being literally dip pens is like, okay. I think probably the artist uses or is a fan at least of dip pens.
Yeah.
And the hatching, like
the
all
hatching
is the line work very much feels
extremely
like that.
clean and yeah.
Cool.
That's very fun and good.
So how does the barrel, the grip feel for you? Does it feel like it's a little bit thin? Does it feel like it's a little bit thick, a little bit heavy? How's also the weight of the pen feel? Fine. Okay.
It doesn't feel like anything special. Like I'm not like
it's a pretty average weight pen.
Nothing.
So
yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, I don't have no complaints right now.
gripes.
Actually, I don't like the placement of this.
Okay,
whatever this is.
Well, and a lot of people will critique this pen because so that transition from the barrel, the handle to the ink reservoir in the body of the pen is called the step, and a lot of people with this pen in particular have that same complaint because it is it's like a dramatic.
It's right where I'm at.
Yes.
It's right where my drawing callus is, and that's no good for me.
For me, I think that one, because the grip is plastic, I think the step being that dramatic actually helps me keep it in my hand a little bit easier.
Okay.
But
I know, I do have to like move my hand down a little more to like make it feel good.
You should try the other paper too.
I'm gonna try the other paper.
Right? It
made the worst scratching noise ever.
It's so bad.
Oh gosh. Wait, okay. I'm not being dramatic.
No. It's such a different experience, right?
Yeah, let me dip it.
Yeah. Okay, the reason why because even if you dip it 100 times, your pen is still going to feel dry. Because this paper doesn't take... Well, it takes the ink really well because, like, you see how there's... So feathering is when, like, the ink kind of spreads.
Yes.
And this one doesn't feather at all, which means that it's, like, it's good for a really heavy, like, broad nib fountain pen, but it always makes your pen feel like it's writing dry, which makes it scratchy and not a lot of fun, which is why... Like a paper like this is so much better for me. Yeah. Okay.
I like that a lot better.
Okay, amazing. So, fan of
I'm a fan.
The Pilot Metropolitan. Okay. So now I'm thinking, I'm gonna give you this will be interesting. This is the same pen, not the same design, but it's a Pilot Metropolitan, but it's a medium nib. So I want to see if you can like feel it being a smoother writing experience. Definitely start again on the good paper for this one.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, maybe a rough start. That one hasn't been inked up in a long time.
Interesting.
Ooh, maybe really goofy on that one. Actually, can I see it for a second?
Absolutely.
Because it might be me cleaning it poorly the last time I used it. Because this one was one of the earlier ones.
What, the flip? Oh, okay.
No. It's me. I mean, it's probably me cleaning it. I think it might be a little bit better now. See if it's treating you any nicer. If not, then that one's an L.
Oh, that one's better. Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, there
okay.
we go. There we
Smooth?
go. Found it. Yeah.
Smoother?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you, when you write with normal pens, do you prefer a thin nib or a thick nib? Like when you're drawing, when you're writing, whatever.
When I'm writing, I like it thicker.
Okay.
When I'm drawing, I guess it depends on kind of what I'm drawing. Because if I want a lot of little details, I want a thinner one.
Yes. Okay.
But if I'm doing like silly doodles, a thicker.
Yes.
A thicker weight, for sure. I like this though.
I like your drawing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's an eye and it's got a weird halo situation happening.
It's a canon event.
It's a canon event. Yeah.
Somebody gives you a new drawing.
You have to draw an eyeball with it.
Gotta draw an eyeball with it.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen. It's inevitable.
It's on every high schooler's paper in the margins.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. This is nice. Can I see the other one too?
Yeah,
the first one?
Compare them.
Yeah.
You might have to dip it again.
I think I like the other one better.
Okay, the smoother, the bigger nib. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we know, maybe at least with this fountain pen, that you like a slightly thicker nib, maybe not so thin. Perhaps. And you like the weight you said was
wait,
fine.
let me see the... This is heavier though, isn't it? I think it's a little heavier.
Yes, which I don't know why, because they're the same pen, and the only difference is the nib.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that one's heavier, but yes, it is heavier.
This one's got a fun zebra situation. It's a little textured.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
Kind of awesome. Okay. So I think those are the only two Japanese fountain pens that I have right now. That's okay. So screwing this cap back on, because now I'm going to let you try a different color.
Okay.
Because that's the other fun part about fountain pens.
So many colors.
So when I first started fountain pens, I was only using cartridges because it's a way easier gateway if you don't know anything about fountain pens yet. To use just like little guys that snap into place, like ink, like refills for a ballpoint pen.
Yes.
But once you like get out of the cartridge era and enter into the converter era, then you can just use literally any fountain pen ink for literally any pen, which is really fun. So yes, many colors to choose from. This is one of my favorite ones of all time.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's called Writer's Blood.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. And it's like a dark, rusty kind of red situation. It's very good. It was actually like the community of like diamine ink enjoyers online were like, what if we made one of your colors? And diamine was like, yeah, sounds great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So they all like got together and like pitched ideas for like, oh, this would be a cool ink. And the one that ended up winning was the Writer's Blood. Yes. So they got to make this ink for the people who use their inks already, which is very cool.
That's wonderful.
So this is a Kaweco Sport. It's a little guy. It's technically...
It is a little guy.
It's a really little guy. For its size, it's technically considered a pocket fountain pen.
Oh, okay.
Because it's real little. But I have small hands, so for me, this is
you
like...
took the cap off and
really
it got...
small.
It's like 3 inches
It's
long.
itty bitty. It's itty bitty. But I love that in the fountain pen community, there's posted pens and unposted pens. So a pen that you can post is one that you can take the cap off and put the cap on the back. And I always prefer a pen that you can post to one that you can't post, because if I'm like outside drawing or at a cafe drawing, I never want to like lose track of my cap.
No way. I'd be forgetting.
It
Absolutely
stresses
not.
me out. Yeah. So when I look for one that feels good when it's posted, more so than when it's not posted, because I like to post the pens, and it also I think it looks cool.
Yeah,
especially
it does.
with this one. This is the pen that I got in Italy when I was at that fountain pen shop. So I walked in, I said, "Hey, do you have any Kaweco Sport pens?" And they said, "Yes, we do," and brought me up this one to try, and it's a fine nib. It's one of the smoothest writers I have, and I don't know if it was really, really smooth when I bought it, or if I've just used it enough that it's just been smooth. Yeah. But please try this. It's
I'm
inked with
very
diamine, writer's blood. It's lovely.
New page.
Crazily enough, that one feels good on this paper too, which is like
okay.
wild to me.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a good. This thickness is very good
Yes.
for me, and
Yes.
it is very smooth.
Yes.
I also like the step is not as dramatic,
Yes.
and so
Way easier to hold.
A lot better.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, this is huge.
And the weight of that one when it's posted, I think is really, really
try
nice.
it unposted.
It's really, really light.
It's like I'm holding nothing
Yes.
actually in my hand.
Yes. Which is what most pens feel like when you hold them.
Yeah.
Most pens are super lightweight.
Yeah.
But
I like having a little.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I like it too, and it feels like a fancier,
Mm-hmm.
slightly elevated experience. I feel like when it weighs a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fun, right?
Very fun.
Now, the next one is also a Kaweco, right?
Okay.
I bought this one. I bought that Kaweco. It's a screw top.
Oh yeah, duh, I
So,
literally noticed that.
These first two, the Pilot Metropolitan were snaps. This one's a screw top.
Screw top.
I prefer a screw top because it feels more
Yeah.
secure. I like that it is not gonna come undone in my pencil case or something.
And I like that it's like an extra step.
It's a
in order to pack it up and unpack
and it
it.
sounds nice.
Yes.
To hear the tines, I don't know. This is another Kaweco. This one's a Kaweco Student. It's a slightly bigger one, but it's got they're trying to kind of mimic the aesthetics of older vintage fountain pens that a student would use. So they're student grade. They're not fancy. I could name drop some fancy fountain pen brands, but I feel like most people are not gonna know. So I will not go into that. But this one, I'm gonna let you try it and not bias you. This is inked up with Ferris wheel press,
Very
moss
beautiful green.
Yeah, it's my favorite green
Ooh,
fountain pen.
Okay.
This one also doesn't post. Unfortunate.
Okay.
What are your thoughts and feelings?
It's scratchier
Yep.
than the last two.
Yep. Really thin
It's
too.
really
huh?
thin. Yeah, I was about to say.
Which let me show you. These are both fines.
Huh.
And they're both, guess what? The same brand.
That's interesting.
Isn't that wild?
It is wild. Huh.
Because when I ordered that one as a fine, I ordered. Oh, you know what? That's because it's out. So actually, it might feel way better. Hold on a second. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's embarrassing.
It's out of ink. That's really funny.
It's out of ink.
The color is gorgeous. The color is gorgeous.
It's my favorite. Isn't the
Oh yeah,
so
I was
beautiful,
looking at the
too?
packaging. It's so pretty. There's kitty cats on
There's
it.
cute cats. And it's got this company used to be an actual press. So they had letterpress stuff going on. So that's why their symbol now is the nut and bolt of the press machine.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they I think probably press business was just going down, and they weren't able to keep afloat staying as only a press. So they expanded to do fountain pens and fountain pen inks. What they're famous for right now in the pen community is definitely their inks. Their pens are kind of secondary, but they're known for really, really beautiful inks. She's completely empty. That's so funny.
That's really funny.
But I found this company.
Ooh, I've never seen this before.
Okay, yes. So this is.
So you're unscrewing. Okay, tell me what
pushing
you're
the
doing.
ink.
You're pushing
I'm
the
pushing
ink.
the plunger down.
Yes.
So that
you're about to
when-
suck up
yes,
the ink.
we're creating
in the,
suction.
That's so
We're
interesting.
creating a little tiny vacuum. And now we've got more ink in there.
Oh, look at that.
And then you don't have to throw away any plastic.
No way.
It's just filling it up, and then it's ready to go. And then you get this really pretty ink on the nib situation, which I'm a fan of. And then boom, you're ready to go. It'll probably have a hard stop.
Yeah.
So I'll let you feel it because it's kind of interesting. Because it'll go from feeling bad to suddenly feeling
okay, that
much
is
nicer.
much better. Holy.
Yeah, she was definitely out of ink. That's wild.
It's still a little bit scratchier
Yes,
than the last one.
the nib is definitely still thinner.
That's that is interesting.
I honestly, that one, it's weird because I know I just said I don't like an unposted pen, but that one's pretty nice unposted.
It's pretty. I like the weight of it. I think I prefer it to be longer for some reason.
Okay.
I colored that really silly.
No, it's good. It's awesome.
There we go. That's much better. Yeah, I like the other one better.
Okay. Me too. I feel you, bro. So after, because this is my favorite fountain pen.
Yeah.
So after I messed around with this one for a really long time, I ordered just a nib for it because I wanted to try a broad nib of the same pen because I love the weight of that pen. I love the way it feels in my hand. It's got this sort of like faceted action that makes it nice to hold.
Yeah.
And then I got this broad nib. I don't know. I affectionately, but also not so affectionately call this, I'm talking way too far away from the mic. I affectionately, but also not so affectionately call this one my ZRFL pen because it's golden white.
Yeah,
and
it's golden. It is
angelic.
golden white.
See, this is the fiddly bits of fountain pen stuff, which I find
dismantling that bad boy.
Yeah, I find it very fun and cool.
Yes.
And it just goes in like that.
There you go.
Snapped.
Good
snapped
snap.
in. So this
Bad.
is,
I don't like that sound, though.
squeaky. It's because I haven't used this one enough. This one, the tines have been like
rounded
worn down. Because if you look, like, I can't even find it. Boop.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This one's been used.
Yes. Okay. I forgot we were doing a podcast. You have rubbed the label off with use on the pen.
Yes, on the red one.
On the red one.
My favorite. This is the ZRFL one, white and gold.
One.
And now it's got a broad nib, which honestly, I'm excited for you to use because I think you might really like it.
Can I do the red one on this paper because I forgot this paper?
Yes, absolutely. Please do. Boom.
I'm going to do it on the quote-unquote bad paper.
Yes, the bad paper. The cursed paper.
Okay.
See, it's not bad when it's a really good pen.
Yeah.
It's easier to ignore a silly situation.
Yeah, that actually feels very good.
Right?
Actually, turns out. Okay, yeah.
Which is wild.
That is very wild.
Okay, what ink do you want to use on this one?
Oh, I don't know.
So I've got this one. This one's like a tealish blue turquoisey situation. I could uncap this one for you. What are you thinking?
I'm liking the
navy blue.
The teal. The teal though.
The teal. Okay.
Teal.
I got you. This one's a nice wet writer too, so that'll be good.
Yippee!
It'll be wild actually with a broad nib. Wow. Try that out.
Thank you.
Try that out for size.
Ooh.
Real
it's
nice.
so
huh?
wide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
feathering
funny.
is crazy.
Yeah. Okay, see, actually, this one would probably be way better on that paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Okay, turns out this paper is good for something. I was convinced it's not, but it's actually not so bad.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That color, yeah, I love that color.
That color is so pretty.
It's the Blue Nose Bear by Noodlers also. Big fan of Noodlers.
Yeah, that's really nice.
How's the broad? Do you like the thick one?
This one's also very smooth.
Yeah.
It's very, very smooth.
Yes.
Which I'm a big fan of.
I'm just always impressed because the Kaweco Sports are like very much considered a like an intro level pen because they're really affordable and they're like small and easy to take care of and everything, but their quality is kind of ridiculous. Like they're really, really nice. I guess I've only gotten 2, but every one I've gotten has been really nice quality, and I've got 3 nibs because I've got ordered the one replacement nib for that one.
Yeah.
And all of them have been like really smooth writers, which is awesome. So, okay, do you like, now that you've tried a couple of different lengths of pens, what are you feeling like was your favorite length?
Length.
Do you like them shorter? Because I like them real short.
I think I like them longer.
Okay, you like a longer one. See, if this one, you can post this one. Try it posted. It's just not as secure. It's a little bit back heavy.
Okay, maybe I don't like them longer.
Not so good? Not so good for you? Maybe
I lied to myself. Maybe I don't like it.
Interesting. Little guy?
Okay.
Tradesies? Okay. I have to use the bathroom really badly.
Go to the bathroom.
Sorry.
It's okay. I think I like them shorter. Huh. I'm learning so many things about myself today.
Tell the audience your thoughts.
My thoughts. I have so many thoughts. I'm also really glad I got to try different colors because then I have so many cool colors on these pieces of paper. These are my very good thoughts. Thank you for joining me for my very good thoughts. Also, how's this? Did you hear any of that? We'll see. Or no, probably not. I'm doing ASMR.
Nice. How's it going?
It's going good.
Great.
So I think I like the weight of that one. Okay. I like the weight of the
bigger one?
The bigger one.
Interesting.
But I think I do like it smaller.
But you like it smaller. Okay.
Shorter.
Shorter, yes. Okay. Shorter, but a heavier weight.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. This one, still pretty long. So this one, do you see the size of this nib?
I do see the size of that nib. It's very large.
It's insane. Like, what is even happening? It's
a lot.
So much. So, and it's also a silver nib, which frankly I'm partial to a gold nib, even if it's not a actual, because these aren't actual gold nibs, they're just gold plated, so they look gold, but not as big a fan aesthetically of the silver ones as I am the gold ones. But I want you to feel the weight of it before you even ink it up. That's better than I think so. Okay. But the step is messing me up. Dramatic. It's kind of horrendous, very dramatic, a little bit. Okay, interesting. Maybe is this inked at all? No, it's not. No. This one you would like better probably because of the step, but it is lighter weight. The step is much better. But put the cap it, post it, and see. That's a lot better. Right? I like that a lot. It's still it's a little bit back heavy. Yeah, right? It is. This was like my awakening a little bit to like fountain pens can be real good and fancy. Ooh, okay. It's scratchy. Yeah. There's feedback. You can hear that. I hope that I kind of like the hearing. Yeah. That's why a lot of people like that. I tried to. Yeah. I did try to do that. I don't know if it picked up at all. The mic is absolutely gonna pick that up. I'm so excited. That's what I wanted for this episode. Yes. I don't mind it. I think I like how it feels when it's not as scratchy though. Okay, so you like a smoother. Some people really like the feedback because then they know that when their pen is hitting the paper. Yeah. So it's like a security, like feeling secure in it sort of situation, I think. But I'm the same way. I like it to be real smooth because otherwise I'll use a different thing other than fountain pens. Ooh, damn. That's crazy that this one feels so good on this paper. Yeah. It feels really good. It definitely... There's something about using a fountain pen that makes me... Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can see I wrote the alphabet here, and I got really dramatic with my firefighter letters. Firefighter letters. Did you ever learn that? No, what does that mean? So in elementary school, yes. I'm gonna write this out. Yeah. Elementary school, yes. When you had like the weird paper that was like kind of beige gray. Yes. And it looked like this, and I'm drawing it, and it looks like a road kind of. Oh yes. And then there's a space so that you're supposed to like be. Yes. Yeah. And then you have. That's what it looks like. And so when you're learning your letters, you have A or whatever, and A goes in the middle. Yeah. A goes in the middle. For lowercase. Right. Yeah, and then B is very tall. Okay. Right, and but G is a firefighter letter, so he goes all the way down, like into below the thing. So that's why they taught us there were firefighter letters. So there's Y also. But I like a big. It's not even a flourish. It's like I just go like really deep down in there. Yes. Big swoop. I get flourishy with kind of my everything. Kind of just go crazy. Because it's like...
I don't write in cursive enough to, like, do that.
Okay, fair. Well, there's certain things that I write lots more than other things that I, like... Well, when I learned that you could get funny with cursive J's, I got real happy.
Oh, yeah, cursive J.
Because when I was taught it
yeah, that was
in like 3rd grade when I was learning cursive, I was taught that it should be like that sort of, and then you get the tail, right? It's
the capital J?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't
Lowercase,
fuck with capitals anymore.
I feel you. But then I realized that, like, once I understood what the shape of the cursive J, how that translated into the shape of a normal J, then I was like, ooh, like, you can do it real goofy.
Yes.
And, like, my favorite version...
That's huge.
Real
That's
swoopy.
like a music note.
That's exactly what I think the same thing.
Yeah, I was very confused about the shape of the R.
The
Why do we write...
Yeah.
No, not an uppercase. Like, even like a lowercase cursive R.
Yes.
I was like, what is that even? But...
It's a little R.
It's a little R.
Just a little
when
R.
I'm writing, like, really fast, then it really looks like...
Yes.
Like...
Cursive-y. It gets real...
I also don't write lowercase at all, ever. I always write...
You always write all caps?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do. Okay, that's true. That's wild. I didn't realize.
I don't know why I started doing that.
I started doing it because of my dad in comics class. My dad
writing in
all
uppercase? Oh, you can't do... That is the bad part.
You can't flick it around.
Which I do all the time. So what happened was...
Tell the audience.
I'll tell them my shame. I started... flicking what even is that? Fidgeting with the pen, and I do that literally every single day. And so I did spray ink everywhere. Oh no!
It's okay.
What even is that?
It's my mom's. Oh, it's
yes.
like her pottery thing.
Yes.
It's okay. Don't
Sorry,
worry
your mom.
It's okay. Sorry, your
Oh
mom.
no.
No, it's okay, buddy. That's just ink. That's not gonna ruin a pottery. It'll burn out in the kiln.
That's true. Oh, that goes in the kiln?
No. But I'm saying, like, if she rolls clay over this,
yeah.
it'll burn out in the kiln.
Okay.
That's gonna be a really funny stereo experience. Because I wonder if the mic will, like, sound like it's like...
I don't know.
Because it's got these two sides active.
Yes.
I wonder. That'll be funny.
That'll be really funny. So don't... Oh, I have ink blots on my paper now, too. That's horrible.
Oh, wait. I forgot. I grabbed... So if you have any like old t-shirts and you want to crop them and just use the fabric at the bottom, that's what I use a lot for. That's like good. Cause you know it's nicer than using paper towels that you just throw away.
Yeah.
A t-shirt.
Can I try that one
time? Yes, of course.
That paper.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a no cap one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a no cap for you.
This one is too heavy.
Okay, fair.
On this, yeah. Back heavy.
No, bad, right? Bad.
That doesn't say anything.
It's okay. Doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to say anything. Ooh, okay.
It's a good noise.
It's very good.
And it screws on really nice.
I screwed it in, and it like clicked for a second, and I was like, and then it screwed, and that was interesting. That was an interesting experience.
It's got the little like O-ring thing, which makes it like kind of seal better, and I think that is what gives it the kind of like clickiness.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's nice though. I agree. So, oh man, I got it everywhere too.
Was that you or was that me?
That'd be wild if it got all the way over here.
If I'm flinging it?
That's true. It's okay. I'll wash it later.
Actually, I don't think I was doing it in that direction, so probably not.
It's okay. That's probably me. So, of the ones you've tried so far, which is the one that you would like walk out with?
I need to go back to this page to remember my experience.
Well, you can look at all of them.
This is true. I liked this guy, and I liked this guy.
Which guy? The bottom?
These two.
Okay, so you're the same as me then. You like the Koiko.
I'm the same as you.
Sport.
Turns out.
The little guys.
Oh yeah, they're the same ones, aren't they? Let me see. I wish they were heavier. Is my only thing. I wish they were heavier.
So, they make. This is a wild thing. But they make...
But you know what? But the length is good when it's capped. When it's not, I hate it.
No, when it's little, it's really
It feels
silly.
really silly.
Yeah. But when it's capped, I think it's like the perfect...
It's very good, actually.
And I genuinely love how, like, the back is pretty... Like, the cap is pretty thick.
Yeah.
So it's like, it feels good in your hand.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, they make metal versions of that fountain pen, which are like heavy.
Yes.
They're very heavy. Like they have a bronze one, and it's beautiful because it patinas over time because it has your finger oils on it.
That's
so
awesome.
So you get like every version of that fountain pen looks different depending on how you use it and how long you use it. Yeah, it's really cool. And obviously it's more expensive because it's literally solid
metal.
bronze.
Yeah, right.
But it's heavy and it's metal. But like, I don't know, that one maybe
one
that
day.
could be the one for you.
Maybe, yeah, I think so. I'm gonna have to go to a pen shop, proper pen shop.
Yes, they have some. There's one in Orlando. It's not a pen shop; it's an art supply store. But
Right. Which one is it?
Sam Flax.
Oh, okay.
They have a pen, like a fine pens section, and they have like you can go up and ask to try the pens out. They don't have a huge selection, but they do have Coeco Sports, and I've seen the metal. They have the metal Coecos. So if you wanted to try a fancy one,
I might stop by.
You could stop by.
Stop by.
So, what have you learned?
I learned
Anything
a
cool?
lot. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I do want to try like the spread nib,
yes.
the cool ones
A
one day.
nib.
A flex nib,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
I want to try those one day.
Yes.
Because they're very cool and fun, I bet.
Yes.
I learned so much. I didn't know that they... I don't know.
Would you use fountain pens again?
Absolutely,
okay.
I would. Absolutely, I would. I like I think I expected most of like them to be scratchier.
Okay.
Than they were.
Nice.
So these were pleasant surprises.
That's good news.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And not as scary as they seem, right?
No, and it was cool watching you ink them up too.
Yeah. That's okay. So that's like. This is okay. So now we've done like the technical bits. Mm-hmm. So now we get to talk about like why I started using them, and like I would love to hear like your thoughts about it too, because like for me it was very much the like intentionality and the slowing down that is required of you when you use a fountain pen. Even just like the learning process is a part where you have to slow down in order to learn a new skill of how to ink these things up and how to select inks that will work for your pens and find the inks and the papers and the pens that work for you. Like there's a very much an intentionality to it that with like most people, if you're just buying a ballpoint pen, you're not really paying, you're just getting the pen so that you can write with it because it's an efficiency thing, which totally makes sense. But then if you're investing the amount of money that you invest when you buy a fountain pen, then like you should be more intentional about it. You should try and find the things that will make you happy when you put the pen to paper, whether it's the color or the shape or the look or whatever. And that's really fun. And I also love the like picking up a glass bottle and filling.
That's so huge.
It's so cool.
It's so yeah.
And when I got into them, I was very much, I think it was actually before I started listening to Magnus Archives, but like when I started listening to Magnus Archives, I got really back into fountain pens because I got into them in high school, took a little bit of a break, and then when I got in my freshman year of college and started listening to Magnus Archives, they're in London.
Yeah.
They're in an archive surrounded by old books.
Yeah.
They're like very academically minded characters. And in my head, I was just like, well, I got to get back into fountain pens for that one.
Probably, yeah.
And a lot of, when I write stories, a lot of the times they're like influenced by an academic sort of background. So I think, I write longhand when I'm writing prose. For some reason, if I'm writing scripts or I'm writing like academic essays, always type them out on computer, never go longhand. But for some reason, specifically, if I'm journaling for myself or if I'm writing stories longhand or writing fiction stories, I always do it with pencil and paper, with pen and paper, because it helps me think. I think because I have to slow down.
Yeah. And
I can't just backspace. If I want to get rid of something, I have to physically mark it out of the text. So it makes me be a little bit like more mindful about it, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think like right now, I need to be using things that are more efficient because it already is hard for me to get into like a space where I can create stuff. So I need to like get on it while I can.
Just, yes,
and then like
grab it.
I feel like I don't have time to like enjoy the process
Yes.
of, because right now that would be a hindrance.
Yes.
So once
It's like a hurdle, like
when
a barrier of
yes,
entry.
yes. So when I'm in a space where I can do that, 1,000% yes, 1,000% yes. But for now, microns are going to do it for me, I guess.
And microns are fun because they're archival. So it's not going to fade after a year. They come in lots of different thicknesses and lots of different colors.
They do.
Like, I absolutely do not dish on any pens because like whatever pen is good for you is good for you. Microns are lovely.
They're pretty good.
I've got a brown micron, and it's just like a deep dark brown that's almost black. But awesome. I don't know, if I look at it close enough, I can tell that it's brown and not black. That's very
good.
It's very nice.
That's very good.
Big fan of that one.
That's huge. I also like the Tombow, what are they called?
The like brush pens.
Brush pens, yes. I love brush pens.
They're very fun to use.
They're so fun to use.
And then you can get...
And those come in a million colors, too.
Yes, a million colors. And you can get big sheets of color on your paper really quickly because they've got such a big nib. Yeah. That you can just get that color on the page, which is fun. Yeah. That's one thing fountain pens terrible at doing.
Kind of not good. I did test them. I tried to color in little hearts. And some of them, there's like little spots, which I love, actually. Yes. You can see.
It's almost like woodcutty when it gets like that, you know?
Yeah.
Not a completely solid shape, which is fun.
Yes.
Gapping. Yeah. That's fountain pens.
That's fountain pens.
I love them.
Me too.
Love them dearly. Thank you for coming to my shop.
Thank you for letting me into your shop.
You're welcome. Thank you for trying my pens. It's pretty cool.
I had so much fun.
I'm so glad. I've got... This is like a collection like 6 years in the making, but can you see how like curated I've made it?
1,000%.
I keep all of my fountain pens that are not currently inked in a tin box that has fountain pens on the cover. It's gold. Yes. It's like a little pen. There
you go. My nails are a little longer than yours.
Yes, much better. I keep all of my excess inks in an old
Earl Grey tin.
Harney and Sons tea tin, which is fantastic. And I've just like, there also is something about using beautiful things. Yeah. I really like using beautiful things. Yes. Makes me want to do beautiful things and create beautiful things. So for me, it's like a very intentional way to bring beauty into my life and my art practice and my creative practice in general. That's why I like fountain pens.
I have to agree with you.
Thank you. I'm psyched that you got to try them.
Me too. This has literally been a year in the making.
Yes. Fountain pens. Hopefully it's good audio.
Hopefully, we'll see.
We'll see on the editing and if it's only a 45-minute episode, that's okay.
That's fine. I think that was like the original when we came up with the podcast idea, but then we accidentally keep turning it to an hour.
Correct. Oh, that's goofy. That's so goofy. Well, do you have any songs for me this week?
Ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do?
We listened to some good songs.
We've been in the car together for like 4 hours.
Listening to good tunes. Also listen to live music.
Live music, which is what I'm gonna choose from.
Okay, I was hoping.
Muse released a new song.
Oh.
Sorry. This is not what we're looking at. Sorry. It's not gonna be that.
Muse has been making new stuff.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Music. I haven't paid attention to them since middle school.
I feel you.
My song this week will be Haunted by Pink Louds, who we saw this weekend. And it was very awesome and fun.
Awesome concert.
Pretty awesome.
Can I see your Spotify?
Audrey's been learning how to use Spotify, which is very good.
I'm getting educated. Because
I'm the master driver.
Yeah, and I'm the master navigator.
And the master Spotify user.
Oh, I'm actually going to do Louis Zong. Because I've been reading a shit ton of Discworld recently. Yes. And Louis Zong, he made a fantastic album called Tales from the Disc when Louis Zong got real into Discworld. And he just made a whole album dedicated to different books from the series. And I really like The Death of Rats on that album. So that's gonna be my song this week.
Excellent. Good song.
Thank you. Yours is also awesome and good.
Thank you.
Email us at gesterspod@gmail.com.
Oh, please email us at gesterspod@gmail.com.
Tell us about Discworld.
Tell us about Discworld.
Fountain
Pens. Music. We have Instagram. That's at gesterspod.
That's true.
Gesterspod. I be posted on the stories sometimes.
Sometimes. We got goofy stuff going on there. Izzie's cooking.
I'm cooking.
And thanks so much for listening to our show.
Yes, thank you so much.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, I'm giving Izzie a fountain pen. We stopped recording, and then I was putting them away, and I was like, wait a minute. So, okay, I'm giving Izzie the Aziraphale, the white one. Look at our fucking...
We're laughing a lot.
We're really loud. Oh shit, I've got ink for you too.
What? Hello.
I've got, what's this one? Paradise Blue, or I think this one's Ruby Red. This one's just like bright red.
I'm leaning
You can
towards
just have
blue.
a whole, you can have a whole pack.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Is this the thinner one, right? Yeah,
yes.
because this is the thicker one.
Yes.
I like the thinner one.
The thinner one? Okay.
For an all-purpose
For you.
situation.
And that's nice because now I have a thin one and
now
a
you
broad
have
one.
Yes, this is true.
So I can change them if you want, and now you have a
I have a fountain pen. Yay! Oh my gosh, my pen.
Fountain pen for you.
Yippee, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay. This is so exciting.
Do you want any red
funny.
ones?
I'll take a red one. If you're willing to
And you've got a navy one.
Wait, okay, I
Do you
can
want
have
the
all of
navy one?
these?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's what I'm
gosh.
saying. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. So then you don't have to go out and buy any
please,
more.
Thank you.
So that I'm making the barrier of entry low for you. Bro.
This is so wonderful. Yay.
Yay.
For me.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye for real.